everyone. We are coming to you from Lux World Productions here in Loganville, Georgia. My name is Doug Adams and welcome to Is It News with Doug and Jeff. Now this show gives a unique perspective, and by unique perspective I mean Jeff and I's comments and opinion on some of the more obscure news stories that you probably will not see on the nightly news. Now to start things off, I would like to introduce to you my buddy Jeff Phillips. Hey Jeff, good morning.
Hey, good morning Doug. How are you doing?
Ready to roll.
I am too. And as he said, my name is Jeff Phillips. I did check my license to make sure that's who I was before I came in this morning.
Well, that's good. Okay.
So well, I'm ready to roll, man.
We do verify identities here at Lux World Productions. So,
yes, we do. And I hope they checked yours twice.
You can get fake ones pretty easily nowadays.
Well, I got a cousin that I can get in touch with, and all the ones you want, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind, okay? Folks, you will learn a lot of things over the these next few episodes, and one of the things you will hear about is we refer to someone we affectionately call Cupcake Bill. Now, Cupcake Bill is a person that I grew up with in Southern Illinois, in the farm country, shall we say. So he has kind of a weird way of doing things, and it never seems to turn out like it should. So you will hear more about that, and we will actually on future episodes have what we call the Adventures of Cupcake Bill. So we've got some stories coming up for today. First of all, we will have a story about the governor's race in Kansas. And this is one of those, the election commission has now disallowed one of the candidates. Also coming up, we have a new job opening. Now, Jeff, this may be something you may be interested in.
I'm waiting. I'm ready to jump. So.
Okay. Well, it's a job opening at a resort down in the Bahamas. So think about it. You could actually get some sun and, maybe surf and sand and all that, some seafood or whatever, and have a job. So we'll talk about that later too.
So I'm hoping I can wear my thong bathing suit, right?
Moving along, folks. And we've also got a story coming up about a Romanian snow study that they did. Are you into science, Jeff, or not? That was a dumb question on my part, folks.
You've known me long enough to know better than that.
Well, you're going to learn something. Folks, you may actually learn some things here at the show. And also, this is a cool... Now, the Girl Scouts, this is their time for their cookie drive. This Girl Scout stole 300 boxes of Girl Scout cookies in just a matter of hours. So we'll have that story coming up also later in the show. Jeff, I have a Fox News story out of Kansas. Now, are you into the political races?
Well, ever since my cousin Bubba got caught cheating, no.
Okay. Well, this is kind of an interesting story. The Kansas Election Commission has now disallowed a candidate for governor out in Kansas.
Poor Toto. I'm sorry. Toto from Kansas, right?
Right.
Is that
right? Yeah. Well, and folks, I want to preface this all by saying when I do these stories, Jeff has no idea what is coming on these stories. So it's weird that you said Toto. Actually, Angus P. Woolley, who is 3 years old, and a wired-haired Vizsla. Do you know what a wired-haired Vizsla? It's a dog. I have never heard of that, to be honest with you. I've never heard of a wire-haired Vizsla. But he was entered in the state's gubernatorial race by his owner, Teron Woolley.
Wait. What's a
gubernatorial? That means race for governor.
Why do you just
See,
say
folks,
that?
I have to explain some of these more technical terms to Jeff, okay?
All you got to do is say governor's race.
Well, we try to keep the class rate up on this show, Jeff. We try to stay, kind of above the fray, so to speak. Okay. So, but the governor's race, okay, they disallowed the wire-haired Vizsla named Angus the wire-haired. They disallowed him from running for governor. Now, his owner, Teron Woolley of Hutchinson, Kansas, told Hutchinson News that he filed the paperwork to make Angus a candidate after he discovered there were no electoral rules specifying a criteria for who can run for governor in Kansas. Now, he decided to put in Angus' name after he saw a few teenagers were running from the office too. What do you think about a dog being governor, Jeff? I mean, do you think,
personally, why not?
Personally, sometimes I think it might be an improvement. I don't know.
Say, Governor Angus, I have a problem here.
Well, he'll say, woof woof. Okay, but basically, I was reading some stories about the young teenagers that were entering the governor's race, and I thought, I wonder what it takes to be in the race. And I thought, I wonder if my dog Angus could run. Now, that's what Woolley told KWCH. Now, however, a little snag in the works here. Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach's office quashed, that means killed it, okay? Quashed is like a fancy name for killed it.
Again, just go with kill. No,
I'm trying.
I'll be perfect.
We've got to keep the class right. We want to keep this above, the fray, as I said here. So, but he put a quash on the Canine's candidacy. Now, a dog will not be allowed to file and put its name on the ballot. Brian Caskey, who is the director of elections for the Secretary of State's office, told the Hutchinson News. So Kansas lawmakers were considering legislation.
See, you got one here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but that would change the state's requirements on who could run for office. Now, Republican Representative Blake Carpenter said the bill would, quote, would place some requirements on who can run for governor, unquote. He said, I'm glad, I guess, a dog wasn't allowed onto the ballot because that just makes no sense. Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, sometimes the way some of these places are run, you see these teenagers running for office and things, and they actually get elected. Why not a dog? And I mean, if you're going to have a dog, don't just do, some, just schnauzer or something. Do a wire-haired Vizsla. Something really.
Cat. You can do a cat.
Well, maybe so. But I think that sounds kind of classy. I mean, think about if you from a state and you had your governor as a wire-haired Vizsla.
Wow. You know what? What a campaign trail he would leave behind him, a dog. You got to think about the trail where I'm coming from. That's like Cow Chip's trail, dog running for governor, his trail. Okay, I'm talking way above your grade level now.
No, way below actually. But,
you just tell us.
Well, anyway, Woolley said he had believed his pup would have been a great governor, but I guess he won't get the chance, folks. So I guess Kansas needs to put in, some limitations on who can run for office or at least governor out there in their state. Is It News with Doug and Jeff, and this is my buddy Jeff Phillips, as we call ourselves, Doug and Jeff, kind of the Mutton Jeff of YouTube.
But you know what's so funny? I never come back and say, this is my buddy Doug Adams. You never notice that?
I have noticed that.
This is my nuisance, Doug Adams, my nightmare. I'm just kidding. He's my buddy, he really is.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
We feel the love here at the show,
we folks.
Now this, Jeff, is a UPI story. This is out of the Bahamas. Now this is the one I was telling you about. This may be a new career path for you.
But I want to go back on something real quick.
Okay.
Are you telling me you got to go to the bathroom when you say UPI, or is that a name of something?
No, that's United Press International.
Oh,
that's a news service.
Oh, I thought you said United P. I'm sorry.
No, UPI.
My bad.
Folks, sometimes I just shake my head.
Your hair did fall off, so you that.
Well, you notice I actually trimmed my hair this morning.
I also trimmed your
hair
too. I'm impressed.
Well, nothing.
Awesome.
Now, future, who knows, folks, what's going to happen. But now this is out of the Bahamas. A new resort down there has asked. It's the Baha Mar Mega Resort.
A what?
Baha Mar, BAHA, capital MAR. Now, have you ever been to the Bahamas?
No, never have.
Now, see, I have. I was on a cruise a couple years ago, went into Nassau, had a good time. Saw a traffic jam that you would not believe. And I don't know how they got out of it because there was about literally cars just pointing at each other, just stop. So we come back a couple hours later and it was empty, but I don't know how they got out of that.
So they have a space program in the Bahamas?
No, that was a traffic accident.
No, you said Nassau.
Nassau, not NASCAR.
No, NASA. Isn't there NASA, the rocket place?
Oh, NASA. Oh, I thought you got a mistake maybe with NASCAR or something. Oh, no, Nassau.
No.
Not NASA.
You know what?
NASA is in Houston and in Florida.
Nassau almost could be taken for a bad word if you're not careful. Just think about it.
I think I'm tired of thinking right now.
Well, that lasted 5 minutes.
I'll think about that later. How's that? Now, you got me messed up. The Bahamas Mega Resort posted a new job opening on its website seeking a chief flamingo officer. Now, this is to be in charge of caring for the flock of birds that are scheduled to arrive at the resort. Now, Jeff, I mean, are you an animal lover or not?
I am. I take care of chickens.
Well, I mean, you've got your dog Dexter, you know,
Dexter and Patches the cat, and I thought about buying some chickens for the backyard.
Well, maybe you can. Do you think? I mean, are you willing to move to the Bahamas?
Yeah, I'll move to the Bahamas. You want to go?
No, I was just thinking about you going down there.
You just wanted to leave.
And leave. Oh, okay.
Well, I have this whole spot. I see how it goes now. Yeah.
No, so you can actually now put in for this job. Now, the resort said that the flamingo officer needs to have more than just a passion for pink birds. So, do you think you have a passion for more than just pink birds?
I do.
Well, first of all, do you have a passion for pink birds?
Pink birds?
Pink birds.
I've never seen a pink bird.
Well, that's flamingos are pink, you know.
Well, we don't have those out in the country.
Well, but you've been to Florida and they have them in Florida, so.
I got some pink thongs. Does that count?
No. No, it doesn't. But they should also have a degree in zoology. Well, they're knocked you out.
I'm right.
I know you're out of there now.
Hey, wait a minute. I spent 5 years in the 7th grade.
But, well, he had trouble, folks, with his gazintas. You know, 2 gazenta, 4, 2 times, 2, you know. Remember like Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies?
That's my cousin. I'll make fun of him.
But now, or it could be a related field or exotic bird experience.
Exotic.
Well, you said you've been chicken. With chickens, I wonder if they would be exotic bird experience.
I think for a lot of folks they would be. I really do.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, if you lived in the city, it may be, you know, exotic birds for chickens.
I will spray paint my chickens pink, and I will get used to moving them around, and then that's my experience. I don't need to have what you call it? Education?
Education.
Okay.
Well, a degree in zoology. So, yeah, you may be able to get by with that. Now, the posting also states that practical application and knowledge of avian science. And now, avian, that's for like bird studies, okay? That means avian is a fancy name or scientific name for birds, okay?
So, you have to, basically, you're studying bird poop.
Now, it's not Evian, the water. It's avian for birds, okay? That means birds.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll rephrase that here.
Please do.
Practical application and knowledge of bird science, okay? Flamingo care and propagation. That means making more of them, okay?
Okay.
So, and we'll just leave it at that. This is a family show.
Thank you. Because we go everywhere.
Yeah, well, we don't want to, okay? So, we don't want the Ratings Institute to come in here, okay?
Hey, wait a minute. The ratings, when we first started, they dropped immediately.
Well, that's true too. But bird husbandry skills. Now, maybe does that mean you have to do like wedding ceremonies or what?
Marry the flamingos from one another?
I guess. And it says staff training and animal training and enrichment skills required. So, I mean, do you think you possibly, Cupcake Bill, I know he does have a job, but this may be up his alley too.
We may be competing with one another. So, Cupcake Bill, I know you're watching. It's on, buddy.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Well, and to give folks that do not know about Cupcake Bill is the type, and these are all true stories, okay? He actually, a few months ago, saw a skunk out by his mailbox. He lives out in the country now, okay, folks? So he pulls out his shotgun, opens the kitchen window, and proceeds to fire on the skunk. Well, he goes out to check, and it was a dirt clod. Okay, so when we talk about Cupcake Bill, that's the kind of mentality we are talking about. Okay, folks.
Well, my wife thought we had a skunk in the house the other night.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to know why. I'm hoping it was Dexter the dog. I hope,
We'll go with that. We'll go with Dexter.
We'll blame Dexter.
Yeah, we
okay. Well, now the resort said the person should also be required to, quote, stay current on avian bird care trends, unquote. So do you think you can stay up or on bird news, I guess, get Bird Digest or whatever?
Well, I guess, I eat chicken, so that's part of that's part of it right there, part of the study, I would hope.
That'd almost be like cannibalism, wouldn't it? I don't know. But the chief flamingo officer would also be required to create emotional connections with resort guests while giving tours and demonstrations. Now, Bahamas chief flamingo officer, avian bird manager for Jeff, in conjunction with the avian bird curator, will be responsible for the care, propagation, and training of the flamingo collections at Bahamas and related facilities to create a beach sanctuary experience that will leave a lasting impression on guests.
I think I will. I think I'm going to try that. I can use carrier pigeon, and send it out that way.
Yeah, you could maybe. You could. You never know, folks. Here at Is It News with Doug and Jeff, the thing is, folks, a lot of people think these are made-up stories. They are not. These are real news stories that I find on the internet, where you can find anything, really, these days. But I am not that creative, so I could not make these up if I tried.
Yeah, I vouch you could.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that vote of confidence there, Jeff. Now, Jeff, this is a WTVM.com story out of Bucharest, Romania.
Out of where?
Bucharest, Romania.
You said Bucharest?
Bucharest. Okay. You're going to love this. Now, the question is, how safe is it to eat snow?
Depends on what color it is.
Not necessarily. See, now you and I both know that, but this is a scientific study.
I don't have to have a scientific study. If it's yellow, you don't eat it. If it's dark, you don't eat it. If it's white, you can eat it.
Not, as I said, not necessarily.
Dark can represent droplings.
No, I'm not talking about the dark. I'm talking about white snow, pure snow. Is it safe or not? And they did. Okay. A Romanian university has published the result of just such a study. Now, in 2017, they did an experiment that showed it was safe to eat snow that was a half day old. Now, are you a snow eater? We don't get a whole lot of snow here in Georgia.
No, we don't, but I do eat snow, and you got to be careful what it looks like.
Now, when I was a kid, I don't think we ever did, but a lot of people would make snow ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
And now from Southern Illinois, every once in a while, we would have some pretty good snowstorms, like 8, 10, 12, 14 inches. One time we had like 2 feet, which was way, way more than what we're used to. But I've never had snow ice cream. Have you had that or not?
Oh,
yeah. Have you? Okay.
It's good. It's real good.
Well, they say it is, and it's easy, easy to make apparently. But now, and they asked in this study that they said that it was safe to eat half-day-old snow, and it was safer to eat it in the colder months. Well, in the colder months when it snows. Am I missing something here? I don't know on that.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I would have, my first guess of when it snowed is in the colder months. Well, I've never seen it snow, at least in the United States, in like June. Okay.
Well, I guess maybe they're thinking you can put it in the freezer and bring it out and eat it in the summer. Right?
Possibility, or maybe if you had a late snowfall in March or something like that, it may not be as safe because it would be, maybe there's more impurities in the air that time of year.
If you keep snow in the freezer too long, will it develop mold and all that?
Why would you keep snow in the freezer that long?
I'm just curious.
Maybe you should do a study on your own scientific study on that, Jeff.
I will. Okay. Yellow snow.
Well, folks,
snow.
It may take a year or two to get that study results back, but Jeff is going to try that next time it snows here in Georgia, which probably will be next year if it does. Now, it says by 2 days old, the snow is not safe to eat, and this is from Istvan Matha,
Well, I know why.
who is a professor at Sapientia Hungarian University of Transylvania.
Now, I can tell you
Transylvania,
why.
that's where Dracula's from, right? I
It is, but I know why it's not safe to eat after 2 days. When you got birds flying, come
well,
on.
that's true. I mean, yeah.
It's white, and it's usually bird droppings are white. So, folks, don't eat your snow.
Well, and it
2
goes
days
on.
old.
This is an interesting thing. This was an in-depth study, and I'm glad to see Romanian tax dollars are going to study snow eating, okay? Says scientists collected snow from a park and from a roundabout in Mercuria Cuke.
Can you say that again?
No, I can't say that again, honestly. No, I just can't, really. Once is enough, okay, folks? But that is in central Romania. Now, in January and February, and placed in hermetically sealed sterile containers. That means, it's sealed, and sterile, okay? Not, like an operating room.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, now the study took place in temperatures ranging from minus 1.1 degrees Celsius, which is just below zero, or below about 31 degrees or 30 degrees, to minus 17.4 degrees Celsius. So that's 30 degrees to 0.7 degrees Fahrenheit. They did this in one city on one of the coldest days in Romania, or one of the coldest times in Romania. Now, after 1 day, there were 5 bacteria per millimeter in January, while in February that number quadrupled. That means it multiplied times 4.
I'm glad you explained.
Okay.
I'm lost, so thank you.
You're not a science guy, are you?
Well, just certain things, but
You're not going to be on, one of these, science channels, right? Or Forensic Files or something like that, right?
No, I could be on the receiving end of the poster wanted, for.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what scares me about being in a room with you, Jeff.
That's right, and you notice there's no door behind you this time.
That's true too. Man, usually they deadbolt it. It's funny they deadbolt it from the outside. I'm not sure why. I'm getting the idea now why. Now, very fresh snow has very little bacteria, and that's Professor Matha said. Now, after 2 days, however, there are dozens of bacteria. He said the microorganisms increase because of impurities in the air. Hey, I was right. I must have a science mind.
You're just gloating right now.
It's not. You know what my grandma used to say? It's not bragging if you can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll stick with
okay.
Smarty pants.
Now, Matha had the idea. Professor Matha.
I said Matha.
It did. Professor Matha.
Martha Matha?
No, Professor Matha. Matha is his first name was Istvan.
Oh.
And I knew that'd confuse you, so I just left that out.
Thank you.
Now, he said the idea for the study first came when he saw his children eating snow. So I guess he just wanted to make sure it was safe. They were eating it. He just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to end up in an emergency room somewhere, apparently. So he said, I'm not recommending anyone eat snow, just saying you won't get ill if you eat just a bit.
Just a bit.
So Jeff, don't go out and get a big bowl full, like a big salad bowl full, and start chomping down on snow. Now if you have, a little bit, a snowball, and take a bite out of it, okay.
That's fine. Another warning. If you have an outhouse, do not eat the snow around the outhouse. Just giving you the heads up.
Okay, well. See, we do public service announcements here at Is It News?
And that is a public service announcement.
It is, folks. I'm just wondering, Cupcake Bill, I wonder if he's ever done a snow study.
I know he probably has.
Oh, I'm sure he has. He a couple years ago, he actually bought and it was like mid-July, it was like 100 degrees outside, and he bought a snowblower. And the funny thing is, he had it running because he was excited about buying it, and it's like 100 degrees out, and he's out there in the yard snow blowing. No snow, okay, in July.
And you think I've got problems?
Well, I know you've got problems. I just think he has bigger ones.
I know we might be the same wavelength.
And that terrifies me, believe me, folks.
There is no way out of here for you.
Jeff, now this is a UPI story. And this is the time of year for Girl Scouts to sell cookies.
Yep.
Now, personally, I like Thin Mints. I haven't had any in a while, but that's kind of my weak spot. And don't sit there looking at my stomach and going and nodding your head, okay?
You like Thin Snacks? They need to name it something else.
I'll say maybe Fat Mints or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Glutton Mints. Glutton Mints. That may be, no, not gluten, glutton. There we go.
Glutton.
That's one thing I never understood. These people on these gluten-free, just don't eat so much. Don't be a gluten.
I can't help it, man. It's like, let me walk down the...
So you don't get that either, okay? I was trying to be funny and he didn't, okay.
You're not normally a funny person, so I'm just taking you off serious, so...
Okay, well, anyway.
That's a shame.
Well, recovering from thin or obese mints. Well, we've got to be politically correct, so obese mints, okay?
Obese mints.
Or, how's it, no, I got better. Calorically challenged mints, okay?
You lost.
No, calorically challenged, like calories, lots of calories. We don't want to say, fat or whatever. We want to be politically correct.
Okay.
So, calorically challenged mint cookies.
I noticed you sucked your stomach in when you said
I'm
that.
trying to. But now this young Girl Scout sold more than 300 boxes of cookies in just 6 hours.
6 hours.
In less than 6 hours, she sold 300 boxes of cookies, and because she picked a perfect location. They talk about when you have real estate or any business, it's location, location, location. I mean, you've heard that, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Okay, I've heard. Yeah.
Now this was actually out in California, and it was near San Diego, and she put it out. She set up her little Girl Scout cookie stand outside of Urban Leaf, which is a marijuana store.
Yes, that's what I'm talking now. What was her name again?
Well, it doesn't say. I think she's a child, so they don't usually put child's names in stories. So, but she's setting all kinds of records out there in California.
I've got my. I want to let me be a Girl Scout. I'm going to open up a Girl Scout cookie right outside some of those plants.
Well, I mean, you never know. You may. I don't even want to go there on that one there. But they're in San Diego at the marijuana store Urban Leaf, URBN. Okay, not urban, but urban.
Why was that
okay?
urban?
Well, urban is URBAN is like a urban area, which is like outside a city area.
A city-fied.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess this is I guess they got tired and didn't put the A in there, but it's Urban Leaf, and they have started selling legalized recreational marijuana. Now, they posted a photo on Instagram, so it must be true. Folks, if it's on Facebook or Instagram, it's got to be true.
Definitely true.
I saw one, this was about a year or two ago, I saw somebody had a post, and it was a picture of Abraham Lincoln, and it had one of his quotes on it. He said, "Do not believe everything you read on the internet."
Really? I can tell when you're not telling the truth.
Now, and you know what? It's funny because I actually posted that. Now, folks, let's remember this. Now, and I'm gonna simplify this for Jeff and Cupcake Bill.
Thank you.
The internet was not really, much to do until the mid '90s, late '90s. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1865, okay? Now, I actually posted that on a post on Facebook one day, and I actually had someone say and make a little comment that said, "I don't think Abraham Lincoln was alive when the internet was," and thought I was being serious. They need to watch this show multiple times to get it, folks. And I honestly believe you kind of have to watch this a little while to understand what's going on here. And I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm here.
I was quiet on that one.
I noticed you have no clue either, so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
Now, the girl's father said she sold more than 300 boxes of cookies in about 6 hours outside of this Urban Leaf marijuana store. Now, Girl Scouts San Diego said the organization has no problem with the Scouts' location choice. The group said booth sales do not begin for another week, but girls are allowed to sell the cookies from wagons as long as they are accompanied by a parent or guardian. Well, I'm glad to say, apparently she didn't have a booth. She had her little red wagon, her little radio flyer. Wasn't it radio flyer wagon apparently out there with her mom or dad? Apparently Dad was out there because he was all for this.
Well, Dad was probably coming out of the marijuana store.
Maybe that's where Mom was. It doesn't say where Mom's at, you know. So, and Girl Scout San Diego spokesman Allison Bouchon told KGV or TV, so if that's what they say they were doing, then they were right within the rules. Jeff, are you off the phone yet?
Yeah, I'm off the phone.
Okay, well, during the break here, after the story of the marijuana store story out in San Diego, Jeff was trying to get a hold of the airlines to get.
Oh, I got a hold of some.
Oh, did you really? Okay.
Yes,
well, so if Jeff's not here for the next episode, we'll know where he is.
I'll be doing a little.
Well, you
the cookie eating and all that.
Yeah, grab me some Thin Mints if you're out there. Okay, I like those. Okay, or I'm sorry, calorically challenged mints. Now, okay.
Okay.
You're not politically correct, are you? Really? You don't.
Never.
Well, we're trying here, okay? It's hard for me. It's hard.
You can't break an old
dog.
dog.
We're doing it, so. But thank you, folks, for tuning in, really. There'll be more episodes and more news stories. Also, if you would like to comment, please do. We'd love to hear from you. And also, if you have stories that you have not heard or that, we'd love to hear those too, and we can put those on the air. Thanks a lot, folks, for joining us.